Imagine waking up in pitch darkness. You are freezing. The wind is howling outside, but suddenly, you realize something is in the tent with you. You don't unzip the door. You don't put on your boots. You grab a knife, slash the canvas from the inside, and run barefoot into the snow. This isn't a movie. This is the last moment of the Dyatlov group. And what they were running from is still a mystery. Broken ribs, crushed skulls, missing tongues, and clothes covered in radiation. For 60 years, the files were sealed. Today, we open them. To understand the horror, you have to understand who these people were. They weren't amateurs. They were grade 2 hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, training for the highest certification available in the Soviet Union. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. He was tough, smart, and respected. He had led difficult expeditions before. This trip was supposed to be a celebration, a 190-mile trek across the northern Urals. On January 23, 1959, 10 of them set off. But one hiker, Yuri Yudin, got sick with joint pain and had to turn back. He was devastated. He hugged his friends goodbye, not knowing he was the only one who would survive. The group's diaries, later found in the snow, described a hard but happy trip. They made jokes. They invented a fake newspaper. They took photos. On February 1st, they reached the slopes of Kholat Shakhl. In the local Mansi language, it translates to the Dead Mountain. The weather was turning bad. A blizzard was forming. Instead of going down to the forest for shelter, Dyatlov made a strange decision. He ordered them to set up camp right there, on the exposed, windy slope. Why? Maybe to practice slope camping. Maybe they didn't want to lose altitude. They ate a dinner of crackers and ham. They took off their boots to dry them. They got into their sleeping bags. And then, something happened. Weeks passed. The group didn't report in. Families panicked. The Soviet military sent out search parties. On February 26th, they found the tent. It was half buried in snow. But inside, everything was normal. Their boots were lined up. Their money and IDs were still there. The food was uneaten, but the tent had been cut open. Not by the wind, but by a knife. Forensic analysis proved the cuts were made from the inside. Something terrified 9 experienced hikers so badly that they didn't even unzip the door. They slashed their way out and ran for their lives. Investigators found 8 or 9 sets of footprints. Some were wearing only socks. Some were barefoot. They walked calmly down toward the forest. 1 mile away, under a large cedar tree, searchers found the first 2 bodies, Yuri and Yuri. They were dressed only in underwear, next to a tiny fire that had burned out. The branches of the cedar tree were broken up to 15 feet high. It looked like they had been frantically climbing the tree, trying to see something coming down the mountain, or trying to escape something on the ground. 3 more bodies, including Igor Dyatlov, were found between the tree and the tent. They were facing the camp, as if they were trying to crawl back to get their supplies. But they froze before they made it. It was tragic, but it looked like hypothermia. The case seemed simple, until the snow melted 2 months later. In May, searchers found the remaining 4 hikers deep in a ravine, buried under 13 feet of snow. This is where the story turns into a nightmare. Unlike the others, these 4 had suffered massive trauma. 1 had a skull fracture. 2 had major chest fractures. A medical examiner compared the force to a car crash. Yet, and this is the key, they had no external bruises. The damage was all internal, like they had been crushed by pressure. The most disturbing discovery was Lyudmila Dubinina. She was missing her eyes, and she was missing her tongue. And then came the radiation. A Geiger counter brought to the scene went crazy. Beta radiation was found on their clothes. The Soviet government immediately classified the case files. The cause of death was officially listed as an unknown compelling force. For decades, theories exploded. Was it the KGB silencing witnesses to a secret test? Was it a Yeti attacking the tent? Was it aliens? One group of hikers miles away reported seeing strange glowing orange orbs in the sky that night. Or was it infrasound? The wind blowing over the mountain creating a low-frequency hum that causes panic attacks and hallucinations? Modern science points to a slab avalanche, a small, heavy block of snow that broke loose and crushed the tent while they slept. This explains the internal injuries. It explains why they cut the tent to escape being buried. Terrified of a second avalanche, they ran to the forest without boots. But in the darkness, separated and freezing, the paradoxical undressing of hypothermia set in. The ones in the ravine fell into a creek, which explains the missing soft tissue. Natural decomposition, not mutilation. The avalanche theory makes sense, but it doesn't explain everything. It doesn't explain the radiation. It doesn't explain why experienced hikers left a fire to die in the dark. We may never know exactly what happened at 10,000 feet that night, but we know this: 9 people went into the dark, and the dark kept them. What do you think? Was it nature or something else? If you want more mysteries from the cold, make sure to subscribe. I'm the Gaslight Detective. Stay warm. Hello.